Welcome to Crafts and Minis. This is week 9 of the hashtag hobby streak, where every day I do a little bit of work in our hobby, and here's what I was able to complete. Now, this might look like a smaller group because it is than previous weeks, but there's a reason for that, and I'm really happy with what I was able to get done this week. First of all, you look at these Chaos guys from Games Workshop. So I was able to do a conversion and paint it up that I'd been meaning to do for a while. I gave these guys, instead of the traditional helmet they come with, a very Warhammer looking Chaos helmet, I gave them these heads from I think 30k Space Marines that look really good for fantasy. Some of the Space Marine heads I don't think look good for fantasy, but these do. And I wanted to do this conversion for a while, and giving them a different shield, now they look like a totally different type of figure. I mean, the main body, of course, still looks like that classic Chaos figure. But I thought they turned out really well, and I gave them all these green cloaks. And they're a nice little unit that came together. And I have the Silver Tower Warhammer Quest box set, and I did a conversion on one of the guys in there and made him to match these. Same shield, so that ties them together, and a similar like helmet, but not exact, because this is obviously more of a champion type character, and I'm already thinking of ideas of how to work these into a story. I'm really excited about that, so I'm really happy with how those turned out. Also, I got another Umber Hulk done. You see that over here. These are some of my favorite miniatures to paint up because they are as quick can be. 2 coats of the sepia wash from Vallejo that comes in the 200 milliliter jar, and a little painting on the eyes and the base, and it's done. Now, these are from the Nolzur's miniatures from WizKids, and this miniature particularly has a bad slump to it when you first get it. Like it's crouching down way far, where these hands are sometimes even past the base in some of the packages that you'll see. And so what I do is I use a heat gun on the legs. And DM Scotty actually has a great video about the heat gun. And then I pull it back and let it cool, just to straighten it up. So even though it's still crouching over, that is way better posture than it originally comes with. And so I'm really happy with that. I have a bunch of those to paint up. I remember Hankrin Fernale over on Runehammer did that whole campaign with the Umber Hulks, and so maybe that's what I'll do too. But it's nice to have a bunch of Umber Hulks. I'm actually painting another one for this week. Actually, just a little inside info. On a day that I don't have a lot of time to paint at all, and I have a bunch of these Umber Hulks primed up, just putting a coat down of that sepia wash is sometimes all the time I have to do. But I want to keep this hashtag hobby streak going. So that was one of the cases this week with that guy. This big old wolf over here is really interesting, and I really like it. So this is actually a toy from the Warcraft movie, and it came in a package with this being ridden by an orc and then a big griffin ridden by a human. And I didn't do my sepia washes on here, to everyone's surprise, I'm sure. So it is bright and popping, and you can see there, like the fur and all that was painted the same way. I have this like blue armor wash that I put down, and then dry brushed up the whites and all that. But the face was really interesting. There's a little detail to be seen on the teeth and the nose, but the eyes. So the eyes look really good, black lined, I think. And I just wanted to go with red eyes. I've been doing that for a lot of monsters. This, though, could be some noble creature. Winter wolf. It's huge. It's huge, as you can see, compared to these other models. So it's really fun to get that done. Now, I saved the best for last. Michael Mordor does a painting competition for Reaper Romantic Miniatures every month. And I've been having a lot of fun with the Goblin Army community over on Twitter and seeing what everybody's able to produce. And so this month I wanted to add my own contribution. And if you go to my Twitter page, it's just at Crafts and Minis, then you can see some way better pictures, because I also picked up a light box off Amazon that worked out really well. You can see some way better pictures of this particular model of this frost giant. And you can see I did some basing on it that is a little different than what I normally do. I use the pigments and stuff too on there, and I just spent a lot of extra time on it. Now, this is not the best when you see it on video up close like this to see it. Please go check out those pictures if you want to see it better. But I was really happy with how he came out, with the colors, with the skin, right? Just some of the little details. And he ended up being really fun. So I submitted that to the January painting competition. We'll see what happens. It was just a lot of fun to produce that guy. And it's great to see everybody's entries. So much talent out there. I love seeing new people get into the hobby as well. What I forgot to mention too about the wolf that was painted up, I didn't tag Walmart when I posted that on Twitter. I just mentioned this was a Walmart discount toy, and Walmart responded. The Walmart Twitter account said that it looked awesome. So that was a little fun to see that, yeah, I got the attention of one of the biggest corporations out there because I painted up one of their toys. But I just had a great week this week when it came to getting some figures I wanted done. I have more Frost Giants to do, and then, to tell you the truth, I was a little intimidated by them, and just because there's a ton of little details and stuff. But after painting one and putting a lot of effort in it, I can see what I could do too to enhance the others, or to even skip some steps and still let them come out okay. So I'm excited about doing that. I did some traveling this week too, and got some toys that I'm really excited about, and I think I'll show you in another video. But whatever you're doing today or this week in the hobby, I'm just really happy that you're getting after it. Please, please, please check out everybody's great work that's out there on all the other YouTube channels, and all the great sharing that happens on social media. I'm starting to get active on Facebook with the account for Crafts and Minis, and it's just been a lot of fun. So thanks everybody for all the support, for checking this out, for the likes, subscribes, all that good stuff. And this week, go get after your hobby.